Yo, B, they ready. Let's go. Feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So we're going to hop right into this tutorial, starting off by just moisturizing my lips with my Glam Glow Wet Lip Moisturizer. Next, we're going to move on to priming the eyelids. So first I'm going to start off using my MAC Prep and Prime, and then I'm going to follow up with my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. And I'm just going to apply this with using a concealer brush that I got from Target. And then once I'm finished applying it with the concealer brush, I'm just going to take my fingers and just blend that in. So you just want to make sure that you have that blended in really well, because this is going to help your eyeshadow stick. The eye palette that we'll be using today is the MAC Warm Neutral palette. I'm taking my blending brush, and I believe this is the MAC 224 blending brush, and I'm going into that light brown shade, and I'm using this as my transitional color. So your transitional color is going to be the color that brings everything together in your look. Next, I'm using the color right above that, which is a burgundy color, and I'm taking an e.l.f. brush and I'm just carving out a crease. After carving out the crease, I'm going to go back into that color with my MAC 213 Fluff Brush, and I'm just picking up a little bit more product, and I'm just making the crease that we created just a little bit more in depth and a little bolder. And then of course, what you do on one eyelid, you want to make sure you go and you complete that on the opposite side. Moving along, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to apply our lid color. Now this looks white on camera, but it's actually a pretty sand tan color. And I'm using my MAC 239 eyeshadow brush, and I'm applying this color all over the lid. Once you're done applying your lid color, you want to go back into that transitional color and just blend everything out. You don't want to have any harsh lines. So you just want to make sure that you can't see where one color starts and another color begins. You just want it all to kind of blend together. And then you're also going to go back into your crease area, and now I'm using my MAC 217 blending brush, and I'm just going back into that burgundy color and just kind of blending out a little bit. And then I'm also going to dip back into that tan sand color that I was speaking about earlier, and just reapplying that to the eyelid, because with all the blending you may have lost some color, so you just want to touch that up a little bit, make sure it's still popping. Next, we're going to move on to foundation. The foundation I'll be using today is the Studio Tech foundation in NC45. And to apply this foundation, I'll be using my Real Technique sponge. I always like to get my sponge a little moist with water, and then also I apply Fix Plus. Now you can apply this foundation with a brush, which I highly recommend. I'm using a sponge in the tutorial, but the sponge just takes a little bit more time in my opinion, so if you don't have the patience or the time, you may want to invest in a brush. And you just want to make sure that you blend this out really well. You want to make sure that you get into your hairline, because you do not want to have two different colors, you know, between your hairline and your foundation. So that's very important, ladies, that you get up in there. So the concealer I'll be using today is the MAC Mineralize Concealer. I believe this is NC44, but I will leave that in the description box. And I like to highlight in my cheek, my nose, my forehead, and my cupid's bow on my chin area. And to blend that out, I'm just going to go back with that foundation concealer brush that I had in the beginning of the tutorial, and I spray a little Fix Plus on there, and then just slightly blend that out. And you can also use your sponge to blend out, but I just like to use a brush per se when I'm blending out my highlight and concealer. And then for my forehead and my cupid's bow, I'll use the sponge, and then I'll just use my finger for my nose. But my personal preference, whatever you like to do, is fine. as long as you just have it all blended out really well. All right, so moving right along, the setting powder I'll be using for my highlight today is the Nye Banana Powder. I haven't really been baking lately. What I've been doing is just applying my setting powder and then just rolling it into my skin. I feel like this gives the same effect of baking, except for you're not using as much time as you would use to bake. And then I'm just applying the rest of the setting powder with a MAC brush. I believe this is the MAC 128 blush brush. And then you just want to remove any excess powder from your face once you're done doing that. Now I'm going back to my eyes because I wanted to apply a little bit of that burgundy color we used earlier under my eyelids. So that's what I'm doing now, using the MAC 213 Fluff Brush. Okay, and I'm super goofy, guys, so please don't pay any attention to me dancing in between this makeup tutorial. But moving right along, we are going to do contouring. So I'm using two products to contour with. The first product that I'm using to contour with is a contour palette that I got from Target. I will list the name of that particular palette in the description box. And then the other product that I am going to use will be a MAC Mineralize Blush. And I will also list the name of that in the description box. And I'm using my Marc Jacobs contour brush to apply the product. And then I'm blending it out with my MAC Fluff Brush, Fluff Contour Brush. I will list the number to that brush in the description box because I can't remember exactly what number it is. So I like to contour within the hollows of my cheek, around my jawline, and my forehead because I have a big head. So I like to contour that a little bit. And you just want to make sure that you blend that out really, really well because you don't want to look muddy or fine lines. Now I'm going to apply powder with my Marc Jacobs The Bronze Brush, and I'm using my MAC foundation in Studio Fix NC45, and I'm only applying this in the areas where I use concealer. The highlighting palette that we're going to use today is by BH Cosmetics. It's the Wild and Radiance palette, and I'm just going to mix the bottom two colors together, and I will be applying this with a fan brush. The areas that I particularly like to highlight are the high points of my cheeks. I also like to highlight my nose, my chin, and my forehead and temple area. And you can also highlight using a powder brush if you don't particularly care for a fan brush. The next thing that I want to do is contour my nose. Now what I do is I kind of draw down and then I swift out. I don't bring it all the way down because I just like to give it a sharper look, not so much a, I got a brand new nose kind of look. So I don't do a harsh contour on my nose. It's very soft. Alright, so the blush that we're going to use today is SideShowYou, and this is from the Simpsons collection that MAC put out a couple years ago. This was a limited edition blush, so unfortunately, ladies, you will not be able to purchase this blush anymore, I believe. And then I was going to use my MAC liquid eyeliner, but it dried out on me, so I am using the Maybelline gel eyeliner, and I'm applying this with a MAC angle brush. I believe this is the 223 brush, but I could be wrong. It's the smaller angle brush out of the two. I will list it in the description box, and then we're just doing a slight wing. The under eye eyeliner I'm going to use is by Marc Jacobs. This actually was a part of the Sephora birthday gift this year, so I don't know if you guys received this eyeliner as well, but this is the first time that I'm actually using it, and I really love it. And we're back. Okay, so moving on to eyelashes. Before I put on my eyelashes, I wanted to add a little bit more pop of color. So I'm using a shimmer color right over the matte color that we applied earlier. And this is just giving it, like I said, just a little bit more pop of color on the eyelid. So now I am applying mascara to my top eyelashes, and I am using the MAC 3D mascara. And then for the bottom lashes, we are actually going to use the NYX, I believe it's called the Skinny Mascara. This is for your lower lash line. I'm not 100% sure though if that's what this particular mascara is called, but I will leave it in the description box for you guys. So when applying my eyelashes, I like to particularly just use my fingers. I don't like to use tweezers or anything like that. I just feel like I can get my lashes closer to my eye line when I do it that way. So I just, apply it with my fingers and then just wiggle it down. So that's the way I learned how to do it, and I apply my eyelashes to my clients as well. So now I'm just taking my Covergirl mascara just to blend in my natural lashes with my falsies, and we're going to move on to the lips. So the lip pencil that I'm using today is Hodgepodge, and this is by MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just outlining my lips with this color. And then the lip gloss that we'll be using today is going to be the Viva La Glam Lady Gaga lip gloss. So I don't know if they still sell this or not. This is a oldie but goodie as well. So that is what I'm using on my lips to achieve this look. Alright, so I also wanted to add a little bit of a highlight in my Cupid's bow area. So I'm going back into that BH Cosmetics palette, and I'm applying a little bit of highlight in my Cupid's bow area. I'm tightening up my eyeliner, and then I'm also going to apply some highlight in my tear duct area. So I'm applying that in the upper and lower tear duct area, and this is just going to open up the eyes for you. So this is something that I like to do on a lot of my looks. And I'm just going to spray some Fix Plus just to bring everything together. This is your setting spray. And then I almost forgot to apply a highlight in my brow bone. So that is what I'm doing now with my MAC 239 shader brush, is just adding a little bit of a highlight. So once you have your highlight on, ladies, this is the complete look. I hope you enjoyed watching my video today. I hope that I can make some more videos for you. Please comment and let me know your feedback. Follow me on my social medias. Instagram and Twitter is going to be cakeby_co, and then Snapchat is gracefully_co. Have a blessed day. Thank you, guys.
Kitty on fleek, pretty on fleek, pretty king, always keep them niggas on geek, biting through Texas, feed him for his breakfast, every time I whip it, I be talking so reckless, he said damn Nikki it's